What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is that time of the week once again to do our NFL prediction video. Now, guys, in this video, we are doing the NFL predictions for week 10. Now, if you are unfamiliar with what my NFL prediction videos are, basically in my NFL prediction videos, I predict what team is going to win each and every single scheduled game in the NFL for that week. Now, guys, keep in mind when I am deciding a winner in the game, I am taking into account stats, odds, and statistics. Some of those stats include, but are not limited to, defense, offense, differential, passing yards, rushing yards allowed, passing yards allowed, and turnover differential, among a few other stats and statistics. And when I am choosing a winner of a game, I usually go with the team that has the better stats, odds, and statistics. So guys, with that said, let's get straight into the video, starting with Thursday's game, Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if you're a football fan like me, you know the Cleveland Browns aren't doing too hot. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off a very hot game with the New Orleans Saints. They did very well against them, but in this game, Cleveland Brown versus Baltimore Ravens, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game very easily. Now, guys, moving on to the next game, Denver versus the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints are going to win this game. I feel like they're the better team in this situation. The stats, odds, and statistics are in their favor. So I think New Orleans is going to win this game against the Denver Broncos. However, I think it's going to be a very close game. I think New Orleans might win by about one touchdown or so. It's not going to be some blowout game. It's going to be a very close game. Now, guys, moving on to the Green Bay Packers game and Tennessee Titans game. Now, many of you know the Green Bay Packers and Tennessee Titans are two of my favorite teams in the NFL. I love the Packers a lot more than I love the Titans. However, when it comes down to this situation, I think the Tennessee Titans are going to absolutely blow out Green Bay Packers. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to win by about one or two touchdowns. So in this lineup in this game between the Tennessee Titans and Green Bay Packers, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. Now, guys, moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs game versus the Carolina Panthers game. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be one of the better games scheduled for this week. Now, guys, everything says that Carolina Panthers are going to win, stats, odds, and statistics. However, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come away with this win this week. Now, guys, moving on to the Minnesota Vikings game versus the Washington Redskins. Now, guys, if this was week 7 when Minnesota Vikings was still undefeated, I would tell you that they're going to probably beat Washington Redskins. However, over the past couple of weeks, the Minnesota Vikings haven't been doing all that great, and things really haven't been going good for them. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening, fumbles, interceptions. And lately, for some reason, the game's just not been in their favor. They did so well in the beginning, and then they started losing over the last 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks. So, guys, in this game, Minnesota Vikings versus Washington Redskins, I think the Washington Redskins are going to come away with this win. Now, guys, moving on to the Chicago Bears game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although I do like the Chicago Bears, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to come away with this win. They're obviously the better team in the situation. They have better stats, odds, and statistics. Now, I don't think the Buccaneers are going to win by much. I think they're going to win by one or two touchdowns if everything goes their way. But if everything does not go their way, they get an interception or they fumble the ball. Now, if I had to choose a winner between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, guys, moving on to what I think is going to be one of the best games of the week. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, guys, both teams are really, really good teams. The stats and odds and statistics say it's going to be a virtual tie. However, at the end of the day, I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to come away with this win. Now, guys, moving on to the New York Jets game versus Los Angeles Rams. Although I am from LA, I am not rooting for the Rams in this situation because I think the New York Jets are going to win just by a hair, by a little bit, maybe by a field field goal or so. But I don't think the New York Jets are going to completely blow the Rams out. And if everything doesn't go right for the New York Jets, I think they might have some serious problems and lose this game to the Rams. But if everything goes good for the New York Jets, I think they're going to win this game against the Los Angeles Rams. Now, guys, moving on to the Houston Texans game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come away with this win easily. They're the better team in this situation. They have better stats, odds, and statistics. So I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars as beating the Houston Texans this week. Now, guys, moving on to the Miami Dolphins game versus the San Diego Chargers. Now, guys, Miami Dolphins have been doing pretty decent lately. However, I think going up against the San Diego Chargers, a team that's coming off a very, very good game right now, I don't think the Miami Dolphins are going to be able to stop them. So, in this game between the Miami Dolphins and the San Diego Chargers, I think the San Diego Chargers are going to win this game. Now, guys, moving on to the next scheduled game, San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Now, guys, San Francisco, really not their season this year, so I'm going to have to give this to the Arizona Cardinals. So, when it comes down to it, in Week 10, the game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals, I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to come away with this win. Now, guys, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think the Dallas Cowboys are easily going to win this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers really not looking too hot as of lately. The odds and stats and statistics all point to the Dallas Cowboys as being able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by 2 or more touchdowns. So, guys, I'm going to have to go with the Dallas Cowboys coming away with this win in Week 10 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, guys, moving on to the Seattle Seahawks game versus the New England Patriots game. Although the Seattle Seahawks are coming off a really good win against the Buffalo Bills, I think at the end of the day, the New England Patriots are going to be able to blow Seattle out of the water. New England, one of the best teams in the NFL right now, doing extremely well. And Seattle is just doing okay. So in this situation, in Week 10 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks, I think the New England Patriots are going to be able to win this game very easily. I think it's maybe going to be a blowout game. Now, guys, moving on to the Cincinnati Bengals versus the New York Giants game, our last scheduled game for Week 10. Now, guys, although I do like the Cincinnati Bengals, I think the New York Giants are going to come away with this win. A lot of people saying the New York Giants are going to win. However, I don't think they're going to win by much. I think they might win by 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. But I don't think they're going to completely blow the Seattle Bengals out of the water. And if the New York Giants throw an interception or fumble the ball, I think the Seattle Bengals have a chance at winning this game. But if I had to choose a winner between our last scheduled game for Week 10 in the NFL, between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants, I'm going to go with the New York Giants. Anyways, guys, that was our Week 10 NFL predictions. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe as it really does help the channel grow. Now, guys, keep in mind, when I say a certain team is going to win, I only say that because the stats, odds, and statistics favor them to win. I am not bashing or hating on a team if I say they're not going to win. So don't think I'm hating on your team if I said they were going to lose this week. I'm simply stating that the stats, odds, and statistics were not in their favor. Anyways, guys, hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.